Jump scare here, jump scare there, everywhere a jump scare. Jump scare. Adam Wingard directs Blair Witch. Blair Witch is the sequel to the original Blair Witch Project, a film that kicked off the whole found footage thing. Blair Witch tells the story of James. James is Heather's brother from the original Blair Witch Project. He thinks he may have seen his sister in a piece of footage on the internet. She may still be alive out there in the woods. So he and a few of his friends are going to go look for Heather. He's kind of got like a Chris Pratt's younger brother vibe going on. Am I the only one? Am I crazy? It was like if Paul Bettany and Chris Pratt like had a baby. Now, I definitely remember when the Blair Witch Project came out. It was a big deal. It was one of the first movies that had that whole viral marketing campaign. There was a lot of talk as to whether it's real, whether it's not real. There are a lot of reasons why I think the first Blair Witch Project worked. One thing is for sure, it was definitely different. It was definitely unique. It was definitely weird. And I don't know how well it holds up. I don't know if I've seen the original Blair Witch since I saw it in theaters. I might have seen it on DVD or something like that. Really, I think it was a lot of different components coming together to create this success. Now, Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, a lot of people dislike it, some people do like it. I know for a fact that there was a lot of studio interference and the director did not get to do the movie that he wanted to do. A lot of hardcore Blair Witch fans want to see that director's cut of Blair Witch 2. However, the one criticism that I hear, because a lot of movie reviewers are going back and reviewing Blair Witch Project and Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, the one thing that people say consistently is, well, here's what they didn't do with Book of Shadows. They didn't just try to recreate the original, because that's what they could have done. They could have just gone ahead and done a found footage movie like the original Blair Witch Project, just recreate it, shoot it for cheap, get it out there in theaters and try to make a buck. But they didn't do that. Blair Witch did do that. Oh, what if we go back to the found footage thing? And what if we put some kids out in the woods? And what if we just try to recreate the Blair Witch Project using a little bit of modern camera technology? Whereas in the first Blair Witch Project there was only one camera, in this movie they introduce a way of getting multiple cameras into the movie. So effectively what you have is a modern day found footage film. There's a lot of running and shaking and doing this, and camera angles are changing constantly. It was kind of like the movie Chronicle. Since every device has a camera on it, we'll just cut back and forth between all these different devices that have cameras on them. They also have amazing sound and brilliant HD clarity somehow. I get it, it's a movie, moving on. The original Blair Witch Project was definitely a slow train coming. A lot of just creepiness, weirdness, unexplained things happening out there in the woods, and trying to figure out whether or not this folklore about the Blair Witch is true or not. This new version is just jump scare and shaky cam galore. At this point, it's become a trope of the genre where you have a person looking, and then their friend is, hey! Who introduces themselves like that? I have never done that in my entire life. No, man, I was just looking for firewood. Just saw you were filming, so I decided to come up behind you and violently shake your arm and yell loudly. It's so weird. It makes zero sense. It's the most basic of false jump scares in modern horror. There is a difference between being scared and having your senses overloaded to the point where it generates a response from your nervous system simply because you are a mammal on the planet Earth and you have eyeballs and ear holes, and when those things get overwhelmed with a flash of light or a loud noise, your heart starts beating and you have a nervous system response. That's different than being scared. I mean, technically, I guess you were scared in that moment. But when I think of a scare in film, I'm looking to be scared by the creative storytelling nature of the medium. I actually didn't mind the final set piece of the film, but those first two acts and sort of trying to recreate things from the original film and insert them into this new updated version, which is kind of strange because I would imagine that your audience for a film like this is teenagers now. However, the people that remember the original Blair Witch Project are no longer teenagers. Yet again, here we are trying to do a movie where we appeal to the people that remember the original Blair Witch Project, but I would imagine you're also trying to create a brand new story for teenagers now. As I said, I didn't mind the final set piece of the film. I thought it did introduce something new elements that were brought into this movie, not just rehashing the old, but introducing something new about the world of the Blair Witch. But they weren't really fleshed out at all. I just imagine a writer's meeting where they go, hey, what if we put this in this film? Oh yeah, that'd be a good idea. Let me write that down. We'll flesh that out later. And then they just totally didn't flesh it out. They just threw it in the script and we're just like, you figure it out. Oh yeah, also that's a thing. Oh really, we haven't explored that. Should we like explore that idea? Nah, I'll just, So as an audience member, you're sort of sitting there going, oh, are we, are we gonna do, is that a thing? No? I thought the acting was good, and in fact, in the original Blair Witch Project, the acting is really what sold that movie. Appearing like you're not acting. That's kind of like acting 101, right? I wish that the actors had more to do. Is it on? Is it rolling? Are we rolling right now? Okay, hey, follow me. I still feel like the original Blair Witch Project did the best job at that. Like, why are these people filming? Why is the camera still rolling? Why haven't they shut the camera off? This movie was exactly a modern day found footage movie. They use the found footage thing as an excuse to have a bunch of out of focus shots and shaky cam and spotlight effects, but they still deliver pristine audio, false jump scares, and just a general sense of frustration based on the way that the movie was shot. Compare that to the original Blair Witch Project, which actually felt like footage that you would find from someone who went into the woods to make a documentary. Overall, guys, I would save the ticket. You could probably watch this when it comes out on Blu-ray or Netflix it, Redbox it, whatever you want to do. As like, So guys, Blair Witch. Did you watch the movie? What did you think about the jump scares and the multicam found footage thing? Did you like that? If you have never seen the original Blair Witch Project, please let me know what you thought of this new one. I'm curious to see if it translates to a new audience. Thank you for watching. And as always, if you want to see any more of my ramblings about movies, you can always click right there to subscribe. Whoa! You see, I was scared. What? That's the movie.